Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Myself and Ryan tonight. Running the helm is Greg.
Yeah.
Greg is up at the fair convention, so he's up there. But we'd like to thank our great sponsors that help us out. Slama Enterprises, Casper Egg, Trip Downing, Front Street Toys, and Wet Camp Transport for helping us out. So Ryan and I are going to be chatting with Clint Tucker here at some point in time. Clint will be coming on. We're talking about the Winter Nationals. You're going to be in Cloverdale. So the Midwest Winter Nationals, Cloverdale, Indiana. So we're going to be chatting about that. We have some Badger State pullers going there. They're all amped up and getting ready to go. We got other pullers getting things ready to go for Louisville. So a lot going on even after the banquet years, guys trying to get ready for winter pulling. So
Yeah, it's almost the first season. You could almost call it the first season of polling now.
Yeah, the first season. That's about right. Yeah. Ryan, I remember, talking with like Mark Korth and even Mark Hawthorne and that when we were down there, how, there used to be a gap when pulling was over with in September. They got a little breather. And then, then they started getting ready for all the winter pulls. And there's no breather no more. People are ordering tires, at the end of the year. They're putting new sets on, getting tires sharpened, getting things ready for, Winter Nationals and Louisville, and even some guys going down to Tennessee down there for the TNT polls, and it's just wild, and they got customer base all over, so, them tire guys, they never slow down anywhere, let alone.
Yeah, now you got points hooks in March down in Florida. Some guys are going to start their season off in March.
Yeah,
with some actual points hooks.
Yeah, that's wild, huh? Florida.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So several hooks
is going to be quite the year.
Yeah. Not only everything else has changed, it's already a busy pulling season. I think pretty much every weekend there's something going on. It seems like this winter.
Yes, that's for sure.
So there's no shortage. So you can't say you can't find a pull.
Yeah, you can't say you can't find a pull. Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of that, all the polls are going to be live streamed. So what about the Winter Nationals? How do we jump on and watch that?
Yeah. So whatsmoking.net. 1 second here. I'll pull that up. We'll have all the event info. You can find live stream tickets right here on the website. Gate information. This is also, you can check out the current lineups for the event, and then we'll have live results as well right through here. So pretty much this is where you want to go for this weekend to find all the information down in Cloverdale.
So whatsmokingpromotions.net?
Just whatsmoking.net.
Oh, it's smoking.
Yep, just whatsmoking.net, as well as toy tractor raffle. The online tickets are available through tomorrow. So if you can't be there in person, you can buy a ticket online for the toy tractor. And I'll switch here. Okay, I did pull it up. This year it is the Light Pro Stock, the Smiths Fast Forward. That's the tractor that's being raffled. This year's charity is the Tunnel to Towers charity. So if you're not familiar with that, it's a charity that helps veterans, EMS, firefighters, police officers, any current or former member of those services. It helps them out. I know they do housing projects. They do all different types of fundraise, different types, whether it's medical or anything else that they might need for their service. So that's where all the money raised for this raffle will go to. So it's $10 for a ticket, three tickets for $20, or you get 20 tickets for $100.
Wow.
And if you're the winner, you can either take the toy or you can take $1,000 cash.
Oh wow. Justin Stuckenschneider is the one that builds them, isn't it? For that?
Yep, correct.
Yeah,
I think
he
this
does.
is his 15th year. I could be wrong, but I think 15th year.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm,
You have
and I
his
think he
information
yeah,
by chance for people
he
if they want to, buy a custom built toy tractor? There's a lot of people collect them. I know JJ Johnson's got a whole curio cabinet full.
yeah, yep. Um, I think he released a video the other day. I think it said um there the money raised from all the toy tractor raffles throughout the year. I think they're over like 160, $170,000 now for all the various charities throughout the year.
Wow. That's amazing.
So
Kudos
pretty
to him.
good. Yeah.
He's got a lot of time in there. I think he buys like the toy tractor and then he cuts it apart and rebuilds it basically. Make them look like that.
Yeah, he has some. If you haven't seen any of his videos, he has some really cool machines to help machine some of the stuff to pretty
Oh,
much um make it like the sheet metal and all the or whatever material he uses, so it's pretty much identical to the full scale
the graphics
model.
pretty awesome.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, so
Very
Justin does an amazing job with those, and um, he can pretty much build you any replica of any vehicle for you.
yeah. He's does an amazing job, and the money that's been raised, for different families and different things down there, and the Winter Nationals every year does something different. Um, been some tugging at the heartstrings over the years down there too, at some of them pulling families that had tragic things happen, and a lot of tears shed over that, which is just sentimental. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah. I know the year they did Wally Weezy's tractor. Um,
Yeah,
that was after it was I guess probably would have been the winter after he passed from cancer.
yeah.
Um, I know that they raised quite a bit of money. I forget what charity they did that year, but
I gotta say, just so you know, Ryan, I gotta say, yep, a bunch of times tonight because there's guys that watch that have a drinking game that goes on when Greg says, yep. So I don't know if you notice, more times we get Greg to say, yep, 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 then they
you're
drink
trying to
sometimes.
get them passed out within the
So
first
them
five
guys now
minutes.
they're probably, they're probably swallowing pretty good. Yep.
Oh man. And well,
Yeah.
last year, speaking of drinking games, if you, I don't know if for those that maybe didn't get a chance to see either the live stream or the photos afterwards, of course, the pyramid drinking or the pyramid of cups Saturday
Oh,
night.
the Mini Rod guys.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
and then yeah, that booth. If you're sitting with the Jaspers in their VIP box
Jaspers and
and
Kevin.
Butsons,
Kevin Moore.
yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Moore
Um,
and them, the guys they go crazy down there. Yeah.
and I know the Elsing brothers, they kind of got involved into that as
Yeah, they got
well. If you
got
can
it going.
imagine.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going this year.
Yeah, I think they're going to come down to watch. They unfortunately didn't get the tractor together in time, from my understanding, but I believe they are
Right.
coming down to be spectators again.
A lot going on with farming and stuff, so
Yeah,
they'll be out beginning of summer, I'm thinking with that.
yeah, I think they're pretty close. They're just not quite, you know, there to make a pass yet.
It doesn't have all of it together. That and they've been working on the pro stock, getting that cleaned up. As Louisville, uh I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but the New Holland booth down in Louisville, Greg's tractor will be in the booth down there at National Farm Machinery Show. They did last year and again this year. So it sits in nice and warm, but it's got to go in the show early. I don't know if it goes in there like Tuesday morning or something. And
Yeah,
then
it's going to
they,
be an interesting schedule because I think he pulls Friday night,
yeah,
so I'm not for sure which
yep,
day
yep.
he'll be in the booth.
So it'll be there. Then yeah, they take it out of there. They go in and fire it, warm it up, pull. So they got to have it pretty much pull ready when they stick it in the booth. They don't have a lot of time to do much to it. And then they pull it out, run it, and then I think it goes back in there for Saturday during the day.
Yeah,
You know,
probably depends on if you can make the finals or not.
Yeah, if they got to fix it or whatever they got to do, you know, to set up to make the finals or whatnot. But it goes back in there. I know that. So that's a lot of logistics.
Yeah, yeah. On top of if you're going on the farm show, and then there's gonna be managing a lot of construction on the facility this year.
There is, yeah. They're redoing that. Not the west wing, is it? East wing? What wing
So
is?
it's on the west side. It's right next to Broadbent, essentially. It's right where all the haulers park is now going to be a new addition to the facility.
Yeah, I understand they're moving the haulers and that. Speaking
I
of
believe,
haulers, how's the parking looking like for Cloverdale? You guys been working on that, haven't you?
yeah. So it's going to work exactly the same as last year. And the pullers did a great job last year, getting in the facility and making sure that when they were done, they moved out of the way so we can get more haulers around the building, and it worked out as well as we hoped. So so
Look who's here. Oh, handsome himself.
Hey,
Boy,
John.
we finally got someone better looking than Greg Elsigan here. Ladies and gentlemen, Clint Tucker.
How's it going?
Going good. How are you?
Well, I took another load over to Cloverdale Data of equipment and hopefully get another load tomorrow morning and get the rollers over there and wrapping up all this equipment hauling.
How many days does it take you to haul all your stuff there and haul everything back?
It takes 3 of us about 4, but
That's a lot.
about 8 loads.
Crazy. So how many years now, Clint, you've been doing this?
Since 2005. 2005.
20 years.
That'll
Amazing.
be 22nd, I guess.
Yeah. And how many different places now? The Winter Nationals? Because there's Gordyville. Yep. Clover.
Yep. 3 places. And then we're going back to Gordyville here in March. And we're going to call it the Spring Nationals, even though it's kind of late winter. We're going back to Gordyville there in March. And, looking forward to seeing everybody twice this winter. The new building owners wanted us to try it one spring, so we're going to try it. But we got a good lineup for this weekend. I mean, guys are already on their way there with haulers, and tomorrow the bleachers will go in, and the guys will start putting the DOT barriers in and working the dirt, getting dirt moved out of the way, and Wednesday night we'll have test passes, and away we go.
I'm sure, yeah, you have guys coming from all over, so they're going to try and get there early, get a good parking spot.
Yeah, the weather's going to be really nice Wednesday and Thursday, so a lot of guys are coming in on that. There's a little chance of some winter activity in the north and the west, but I think everybody will be there by Thursday afternoon, Thursday night.
That'll be good. How many classes total you got?
How many classes we got, Ryan?
oh geez.
Speaking of Jaspers, they're on here. The motor is on the way home as we speak. So it must have left town there in Monroe, Wisconsin, and is making its way to Missouri. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, I know we're about I don't know how many classes specifically I should have counted, but I know we're somewhere, we're gonna have over 300 hooks for the weekend.
Wow.
Well, some Democrat members have.
So it will be jam-packed as normal. So
yeah. So Thunderstruck boys, they're probably gonna have all 3 minis there. I'm assuming they're gonna have all 3 there.
That's their plan. That's what they signed up for. So
coming home. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a good class. That's always a good class. Hot farms this year, you got 510s, 466s split, Tucker, or you got them mingling again? What do you got?
Yeah, we had. I was on a podcast last week, and I'll tell you the same story. 1 year, I don't know if it was going into 22 or 23, I made the dumbest comment ever about our hot farm class, because we blend tractors from the Virginia groups, Carolina groups, Pennsylvania, Maryland, with guys from Ohio, of course, Indiana, Kentucky, Wisconsin. We really don't have hot farms out west, but kind of those groups, Tri County, UPM, and they all just kind of seem to get along. And some of them had different cubic inch rules, different turbo rules, different tire rules, and that they all seemed to get along, and everybody was close. And there's always a couple of each kind of group in the finals. Well, whenever we pulled at Gordyville and Cloverdale and Shipshewana, I think that tight clay kind of kept everybody pretty happy on the results, because there wasn't hardly any complaining. Yeah, some of the Badger State guys were starting to complain that they just couldn't quite run with the bigger motors anymore, but not very many of them show up anyway. So, the ones that did just put on bigger turbos and tried it. But the last year we had one that actually been pulling with us for several years, and he had a set of 24.5 tires on. He ended up winning the show, and man, I was really happy for him. But man, it really upset the apple cart and stirred up the bee's nest. So we had to split it up 3 ways to keep harmony, because, of course, in the Puller's Bible, the first thing we get all the time is, if we don't get a rule change or we don't get my way, we'll not come, and we'll talk to everybody else. We'll threaten never to come back again. So we got a lot of that month of February. So when we had our March meeting, we kind of come up with this idea. It didn't work. Not enough 466 tractors signed up, and not enough of the East Coast or the Dark County guys signed up. So it didn't work. And then we had all kinds of controversy with turbochargers in the 510 club, that's here in the central part of Indiana and Ohio, with the IPL, NTPA, and PPL. But I think the upper management of both groups have kind of got that figured out for us. So appreciate that. So it should be pretty harmonious this weekend. This is going to be the most horsepower a hot farm tractor's ever had indoors this weekend. So be kind of neat. But that's kind of the story behind that. We get a lot of requests. Sometimes we try to be super puller friendly, and a lot of times it blows up in our face. So, and once again, this year is one of those times. But we tried it. We'll continue to try it again at Gordyville. Hopefully, it works better. But if it doesn't, we'll have to rethink it for next year. But long way to go. We'll see what happens.
It's hard, and you got different guys with different things, and you want everybody to come and jump in the ring. But it's competition, and when it gets into competition, then it gets, it's a tougher grid. It's hard. It's hard. And you try and even it up, but
it's hard. It's hard to blend things from 1,300 horse to 2,000 now, and that's kind of where our spread's getting. And so hopefully we'll get this, kind of a new pattern going, and some of the 466 tractors from up north will start filling in the spots, and hopefully next year we get some more tractors from out east. Now they know kind of what they're getting into. But we do our best. We have people in all corners of the United States that kind of look out for us and help us. So maybe we'll get it figured out better next year.
That's cool, because you get support from all over, and like you say, you're just trying to make everybody happy. And hardest part is making everybody happy.
We get more support from the groups we don't work for during the summer than the ones that we do. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's the truth. But we really appreciate all those guys from out east that come. It's neat to see those tractors from Pennsylvania and Virginia. Good, and always like to hear the Foresters and the Williamses and all those mod turbo tractors run, and all the bad boy light pros that come from Pennsylvania, Jeff and Adam, Ray and Howard and all the Smith boys coming out. That's awesome. And people in the Midwest don't get to see them a lot, and hopefully everybody comes out and watches them and cheers them on this weekend. We should have a good firm parking lot. We got the nice warm buses hired to pick the fans up in the parking lot, bring them right to the front door. So don't let the cold scare you off. We got all that handled. So try to make the fan experience the best we can. That's why we hire the parking attendants and the buses and all that to make this more fan friendly. And I've got a dozen phone calls a day from fans that ask me if there's heat in the building. I was like, yes, it's a winter tractor pull. They will have heat. They've heard horror stories about Gordyville, which we're not there this weekend. We're in Cloverdale. So, yeah, it'll be warm in there. We'll have a lot of tractors to watch, and Carl and those guys do a good job setting everything up for food vendors, and they kept up great last year. They got a lot of cool beer to sell to everybody, and I think it's going to be a really good time.
Always is. And every year you do it, you try and make things better, and people put their 2 cents in, and now they're not making pennies. They got to put 10 cents in, but at least a nickel. But yeah, it's for the pullers. This is guys that pull hot farms and other classes. This is kind of their Louisville, guys in other classes that don't go to the farm show, and you do a great job, them and the whole crew. And you got Jim all ready to go. Is Jim ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Lilburn?
Yeah, I think he's ready.
Yeah.
I don't think he's over there yet, but I think he's coming down tomorrow. There's a few of them over there tonight working on stuff. When I got there this afternoon, Bungart was finishing up moving the smoke tube outside, and they had the sleds inside, and they were cleaned up and warm, and they were getting unloading equipment, getting things ready to go. Tomorrow they put the bleachers in, and then after the bleachers are put in, they DOT barriers down and start moving the rodeo sand off of it. And then they'll have the people that have the pipe and drape and the chairs bring the box seats in on for Wednesday morning. And we will start bringing pulling tractors in right after lunch on Wednesday. I've had a lot of guys call and say, hey, I'm going to be there Tuesday. Can I get my stuff in? No. Make sure it's winterized. Don't be bringing tractors into the Winter Nationals that aren't winterized. Don't make your problems ours. Please winterize them. It's the wintertime. And just be patient. Read the puller itinerary. It's on the website. We mailed out a bunch of itineraries to everybody who registered. And, of course, the mail is terrible. We're not getting there. So just go ahead and come on. We'll hand you one when you get here, and some parking passes. But you can read it online. Everybody can. Got a smartphone now. You can get on our website and read it. But today, my whole day was full of one question after the other that's answered on that puller profile. And it's pretty much 5 to 10 an hour, and they're all answered on the puller profile. So just read it a lot.
Yeah, that's hard. And that the part of it, being the head of it, you get all those questions, and people are wound up and excited. And I didn't think of that. It's on there. Tell everybody, hey, all of you that are here and planning they're coming in March, information's on there. Look at the information before you give me a call. But,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they don't realize that you're getting 80 phone calls.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's 20 to 30 an hour. You can't you can't get off the phone with one person and another person's calling.
Yeah. God, oh, it's always great to be at the top, ain't it, Tucker?
Yeah. But we don't. I don't mind working with everybody. I mean, it's a lot smoother than it was in the past. But every year, we have new young guys coming, and they all have the questions. We have a lot of new diesel truck pullers this year, which we really appreciate. And of course, a lot of them are newbies, so there's a lot of first timer questions, and we understand that.
Yeah. What diesel truck classes are you having?
We got 2 6s and 3 O's, and we got the biggest group of 2 6s we've ever had.
Really?
Yeah, we've never had over 22 6 trucks, and this year we got 26 or 7.
Wow.
From all over the United States. So,
wow.
Looking forward to them. And we got them on Thursday, and then we got the 3 O's coming in on Friday night and Saturday, and then the final Saturday night. And we got the local Pro Stock Full Drive Truck Club out of Indiana, Truck Pullers, and the PPL Midwest Regional. We got those alcohol trucks in there too. So one of my good friends, Isaac Hilburn, he has one of them, and I do some cooperative research work on Isaac's farm. And we kind of come up with the idea of putting those trucks down that track, and worked out really good last year. The crowd loved them. They don't fume the place up. They make good noise, and they all run really good, and they all look nice. So really happy to have those guys. Happy to have those guys there, and we got a little variety for everybody. Like I said, we got the little blown mini rods, classic mods. We got the little classic supers back this year on Thursday. Really like those. Working with those guys, it's kind of a unique tractor. And then we got the mile per hour guys. We call it King of 15 mile an hour. It's kind of unique way to get down the track, and those guys put on a good show. So we got a little variety for everybody. Then we got a big field of light pros and light limiteds and 4-1s and a handful of 5-inch pro stocks that will be running on Friday and Saturday nights. So I think everybody will get their fill this weekend.
That'd be great. Melissa and Vern Meinholtz, we're going to miss being there this year. The I'm Hooked John Deere is getting a heart and lung transplant this winter. Not ready to go yet. So
well, I figured if Vern had something to be pulling, he'd be there. He usually enters within the first 3 minutes of entries.
Yeah.
Probably killing them.
It's serious if Vern's not entered.
He'll be back. Just say we love you, Vern.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Yeah, gets her back. Well, he started out as a hot farm there in 2025 and emerged into the super farm class there in June, So, yeah, that's quite the transition. So, and he said, yeah, they're going to have to do some work to it. So,
sure.
Getting her done over the winter.
Sure.
Hanging over the dock.
Another thing I was going to mention tonight, we are still selling our tickets for our toy raffle. I got 4 or 5 orders a day. We'll process them until probably Wednesday morning. Then I'll have Ryan shut it off because we just can't physically drop them in the mail fast enough. Even though, if we mail you out your ticket stub and your name's drawn and you don't have your stubs in the mail, we'll call you that night and get a hold of you and see if you want the cash or the toy, because every ticket's got your phone number on it in our little tumbler. So we process them every day. So far, we've had a great response. The few days we've had them, out. It's our charity's Tunnel for Towers, and really good charity. We looked it up. We kind of looked into it, and quite a bit of the money, 90. What was it, Ryan? $97 out of 100 go to the charity itself. It's not all administration fees, so it's really, and it does really good things for guys that's been affected by 9/11 and came back from the Middle East, and first responders, firemen, policemen, and the way people are behaving. We need more and more of them probably in the next few years. So But yeah, it's good charity.
Yeah, because is it veterans too that are involved in that?
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, anything to help veterans and that, any of that stuff is all good. Those are the people that come ripping out of bed and through the middle of the night to help any one of us out when you dial 911 or for country. So every tractor pull I announce, it's the first thing I open up with is people give their dues to the veterans and service people that are there, and fire and EMS. Every pull when I begin the night, that's what I do. And I'm patriotic. I never served, but I had friends that served, family that served. So, I always think they need to be thanked. And even when I'm out somewhere and I see someone with a, Vietnam hat or U.S. Army hat or something, hey, thanks for serving. And just the least I could do,
Absolutely.
Brave.
Yep, absolutely. And we chose that this year. We try to, kind of diversify our charity efforts. We've done a lot of good things, and hopefully this year we can knock one out of the park with this, toy of Smith's that Justin Stucker Center builds. Fantastic stuff. I mean, the toy itself looks better than the tractor does. When you look at it, so very amazing work. And can't thank him enough. He'll be over there himself, I think, on Friday or maybe Thursday night. So we'll have a table set up there. Some of the girls will be selling tickets, and so you can buy your tickets there and put them in your pocket. Don't lose them. We'll call the name on Saturday night.
And then you're selling them online as well, right? So you can buy on.
Yep, you can buy them right now, and I'll mail them out till Wednesday morning.
Oh.
Wednesday morning is my last day here at the office. We'll load up our entry trailer and head over there on Wednesday, and we'll be there the rest of the week.
Okay. Yeah. What was the last comment there, Ryan? Someone had a comment there. Mitch.
Regadans.
Appreciate everything Clint Tucker and What Smoking Promotions LLC does for us pullers in the sport of truck and tractor pulling. Looking forward to pulling and seeing everyone this weekend. Exclamation points in there. So thanks, Mitch.
Yeah. Thanks, Mitch. I seen a picture of their shop I think yesterday evening, and they got 3 tractors they bring, a Pro Stock and 2 Hot Farms. And looked like we still had a hood to put on one of them, but they looked like they were going the right direction.
It's not winter pulling, Tucker. If you're not wrenching on it as you're wheeling into the parking lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. We just come off the dyno, this, that, and the other. We've got a few things to do, but we'll do it when we get in the pits.
Yeah.
It runs. We're good.
Yeah. I've seen tractors show up before at Gordyville and Cloverdale, didn't have a fuel pump on it or a turbo. They got one when they got there. Somebody brought them on.
Another product for them. Who's on their way?
Yeah.
Stop down the Hearts while you're there. Grab my turbo.
Yeah.
Fair Valley's got a pump. Can you bring it with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff happens, but that's a camaraderie between pullers. Everybody wants to see their buddies get down the track.
That's for sure. Awesome. Same class is going to be at the spring one in March?
And we're going to change it up a little bit. We're not going to run the mini rods up there. We tried to add a class or 2 from some of the local state clubs around here in Illinois. We added a class of stock tractors from the Illinois Stock Pullers and the Indiana Pullers there. We have 3 speed limit classes there, a 12, a 15, and an 18. The 12 is kind of what they run around here at some of the local, I call them picnic fairs, picnic pulls. A lot of tractors in it. They run good. I mean, 800 horse, is what you got to have to even come close. But then we have the guys I've watched on YouTube. People can watch them on YouTube. I kind of pick on Tim Volwalt a little bit up here in Iowa. I was calling the 18-mile-an-hour super farms because some guys, they got all the same equipment under the hood as a super farm. They just got skinny or double cut tires on and go 18 mile an hour, and they put on a heck of a show. them things got a lot of power. If they could probably run with any pro farm out there if they let them wind them up and let them go wide open. They're really got a lot of technology and a lot of horsepower. So we got all three of those classes at Gordyville this year, and kind of we got the smaller pro field tractors there. There's a little club of them, you know, in about every state. Trying to blend them has been a little challenging, but I think we'll figure it out. Gonna have them there, and then we got the big 60-30 class from Illinois. Probably, hopefully, get 6 or 8 of those things in there. Kind of a crowd favorite. What batters that used to call their pro farms, kind of on steroids down here in ITPA. They're on like a 3.6 smooth turbo and 640 cubic inches, 3,000 RPMs. They put on a really good show, and hopefully we get half a dozen or 8 of them to, you know, run there on Saturday. But we'll have the light pros and the 4.1s and 466 hot farms, 510 hot farms. Well, we just won't have as many of each one of them down there because we're trying to keep the show manageable and not get out of control like it used to. So hopefully we kind of get down with this one. The entries will kind of shape up and we can have full fields and still a good ticket for people to come. And hopefully the frogs are croaking in the ditches and no snow, and enjoy our time at Gordyville, USA. They've got a lot of investment. The new owners have got a large investment in the building, kind of cleaning it up, making it a little bit better for the fans and pullers. So looking forward to working with them here in the spring.
They got plenty of Corbell in the bar there at the end of the building, or what?
They used to. I don't know if they still do. We might have to give them a little bit of a heads up the week before, so they're
Probably be a good idea.
Had their order a little bit.
Yeah. Don't ever do any good unless you still wrenching on the trailer while you're headed to the pole. Yeah. Yeah. There's been many times I've been in a trailer turning wrenches on the way there.
Yeah. I think you were one of them whenever you guys went from Mount Sterling to Salem, didn't you? And then the trailer door opened, about 3 of you come piling out. You've been working on one of the diehards between Mount Sterling and Salem.
Oil.
Yeah.
Diesel fuel. Yeah. Yeah, always. Yeah. Yeah. Craig had one that would take, he's waiting on a crank, I think, at one point there. It'd go 2 runs, but that was it. You'd have to put thrust bearings in it. So you have to put all new mains and thrust bearings in it. And when we were in Louisville in 05 there, Kurt Wildman won it with the Diehard, and Diehard 2 made the finals. Well, he put 2 passes on it, so we knew we had to put bearings in. So we laid out in the trailer in that cold parking lot, hung over, put bearings in that thing so they could run the 5. Yeah.
The good old days.
The good old days, yes. Yeah. You know, Tucker, I've learned this over the years, especially going to Louisville. You know, bar time's like 4 o'clock down there, and bar time is 2 o'clock here in Wisconsin. I'm a firm believer. If you can't drink enough by 2 a.m., you don't need to stay out till 4.
Yeah.
Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. It used to be midnight, but now it's 2 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those places stay open awful late down there.
Whew. Yeah. Then fill your stomach up with a Waffle House and go take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah, there needs to be more Waffle Houses in the world, especially here in Illinois. We don't have any.
Yeah. There's not any here in Wisconsin either. So. Yeah.
We have Quick Trip.
Yeah. It makes pulling better if there's a Waffle House on your way home.
Yeah, if it's around a tractor pull, it ain't big enough, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Not near big enough. Yeah.
I think last time Ryan and I hit a Waffle House on the way home from Mexico, Missouri, it actually was on the Illinois side, and we met some pulling fans who was going to come to our DeCoin event that winter. Yeah, they thought there was a pulling tractor inside the Lucas Oil entry trailer. I just told them there was a couple gators in there and no pulling tractor. We were the referees, not the competitors.
Yeah, yeah. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, he was a garden tractor puller. We learned an awful lot about garden tractor pulling that morning for breakfast.
There you go. Yeah. I got a blonde-haired one. I could bring him in here if you want to interview him. He'd set you up. He'd
Yeah, you guys are hot and heavy into that stuff now too, aren't you?
Yeah, we have been, last few years here. So his is he's graduating now. He's graduating out of the stock classes. So he'll have they call it like a pro mod or a light pro now. That's what mine is. So he'll be unlimited RPM and like 36.5 cubic inch on alcohol.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So hang on tight.
Yep.
Let them roll.
Yep. They had an indoor garden tractor pull down in DuQuoin in that building we used to pull in first week of December, and from what I understand, it went over pretty well.
Yeah. There's the NQS series. They run all over. They run there. They're Princeton, Indiana. They will be out in Harrisburg. There's like 5 or 6 winter pulls they have. And all the big guns that run the super stock, pro stocks, run at those. They have huge turnouts. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a guy here in town that's got a couple super stocks that works on all of our lawn and garden stuff. He's really sharp. And then, of course, Chuck Vogel's shops right here in town. And,
Yep. Vogel shop. Good stuff there.
You go by there every day. There's all kinds of little trailers sitting around his shop. Guys waiting on stuff or picking stuff up.
Those guys are just as serious as the big guys.
Oh yeah,
just as serious. Yeah.
There's a lot of technology in them little devils.
Oh, yeah, there is a lot. Yeah, and the hard part for me pulling in the wintertime is tough with my job. So it's just tough for me to get away. Summertime is different ball game. Wintertime is a hard one to do. So that's
we have several guys that would like to be pulling this weekend, but they got they either sell propane or they remove snow. So they're tied to the job that pays the bills.
Yeah. So that's the clincher. And I worked construction for many years, and that's from spring all the way through, Thanksgiving, and it's just wound tight. So then it was hard to even go to a tractor pull. And then now the opposite. So now it's wintertime is a tough gig to get away, but
right.
Is what it is.
Yep.
Is what it is.
That's
the Gordyville pull, you got a bunch of people coming there for, selling stuff and
yeah. I assume we'll have the same vendors we normally have. We haven't sent any of those things out because we're kind of concentrating on this first one. This year, we got vendors, like we've had in the past, guys that sell tires. Of course, Shide's always there. We got several vendors that sell clothing and apparel. We got a guy selling that's got pocket knives and stuff like that too. Kind of one of our new guys. If you need a pocket knife, maybe you look that guy up. But it'll be some of the normal guys. That's always been there. Pete with Cat Brothers, he'll be there. Hawthorne and Chad Mayhill are first time with their new acquisition. They'll be at the show. Bob Parks Fuller Tires will be there. Lenore she's the lady that makes the custom stack covers from up northern Illinois. She'll be there. Storelock, the guys that build the fantastic toolbox sets. They've always been a really good supporter of our event, and they'll be there. And I heard they did build another great big drink carrier, so you can haul. How many beers will it haul, Ryan? Was it like?
I think 6. Yeah, it was like 32 or something.
Yeah. I think the Cublets bought it last year, but they bought it full of beer.
Yeah.
And then rolled it over there to their boxy. I don't know how many they spilled, but it was full when they took off.
You can carry a lot, is all I know.
They were having a good time.
Good times. When is the one in March? Let's get the date for that one out so people know.
Very first weekend, the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Okay.
We had our meeting last year, and because the building people had kind of reached out to us, we wasn't really looking into doing a second event, and they kind of wanted us to try it, and they worked with us a little bit about trying to get it organized, and being it's the first year, they have all kinds of questions. They've heard the horror stories, but none of the good things that have happened there, and so we get done with this one this weekend. We'll get to working on that one. But I feel like there's going to be a pretty large crowd there because you can't get a hotel room in town already, and that was back in October. I was having a heck of a time getting rooms. So, and tickets will go on sale here probably a week or so after our event. We'll be sending out all the boxing information, vendor information after that. It'll have the same kind of feel Warriorville used to have with some new faces in it, hopefully, because we needed to switch it up a little bit. It was getting stale. We used to always have take pride in having a big class of big boy pros. Well, I still love them, but I don't want to fight with them on. And you can't get them no matter how much you spend, and I don't want to fight with them on getting the smoke removed because they're going to have bigger turbos at Louisville than they ever had and growing, and to remove the exhaust away from them things is unbelievably difficult without destroying your system and delaying the show, and then you're not ready to the other guys that you can handle are waiting on you and staying up way too late at night. So we just don't mess with them. And we weren't getting that many of them anyway. And our 4-1 numbers used to be huge, or Super Farm numbers used to be huge there, and they've kind of shrank. Hopefully we can maybe encourage some of the 4-1 guys to come back for our March event, but I don't think there's any hope for the Super Farms. I think they're just kind of they're going to be a summer thing only. Eventually, they don't get together that much in the wintertime. They go to Louisville, and then everybody else in the wintertime, us and Murfreesboro, kind of struggles. Now, I think the guys out of Keystone still get quite a few of them because there's some young guys out in New York that have them and want to stay competitive and getting together and having a good time. But our ones here in the Midwest, like pulling teeth to get them to cooperate on rules and get them into building together has been difficult the last 2 or 3 years. So after the whole COVID year and then the Turbo Star year, we had to put some additional safety equipment on to satisfy our insurance, and that made frustrated several of them, and they never really got over it. So, but we had to protect our fans. That's first and foremost. And if you can't agree to put safety stuff on to protect the people that buy the tickets and provide the money that you're pulling for, then you shouldn't be pulling with us indoors. So safety comes first for us, and it's difficult with all the groups that we have running with us because certain groups have the stars on both sides. Some of them have to have the exhaust stars and nothing on the intake side. Some of them just got bolts everywhere. But we try to work with everybody and make it as safe as we possibly can for the pullers and the spectators, both, and still put on a pretty good show. We got around like 6 SFI Tech guys now, or 7.
Yeah, I think so. Probably somewhere in that range.
Yeah. So, we have a tech crew that's equal to, if not bigger than, most of the Grand National and Champions Tour events that work for us. And some of them, we have some of the same faces that work at those events. And So, and we still have our Badger State fuel and water cops down at the end of the track. They get to see their smiling faces every time you make a good pass, and then you got to go over there and get inspected to make sure the fuel and the water pass, and really appreciate those guys coming and doing that, because it's pretty boring all weekend sitting down there doing the same thing. But I think they've kind of started having a little bit of fun with it now.
They should have a little fun with it without being spec water this year.
Yeah, this year's our first year we haven't had spec water in kind of the limited horsepower classes, so this will be an adventure. But it was getting to a point where the spec water was going to be inconvenience for us handling it, and the fellow that we were getting it from, he's super busy. He said it wouldn't hurt his friendly feelings if we could just do without it for 1 year and see if everybody could behave. That being said, I think we might as well put it out there right now, and hopefully you got good, clean, legal water, and please don't be dragging around water samples and begging our tech guys to check it all the time. Let your conscience be your guide. Water and a little bit of cutting oil or a little bit of water pump lube is going to pass. Don't push it any more than that, because that'll just end up causing conflicts that we didn't cause. So
Yeah, don't need the gray line. Dean and Beth Holicky, looking forward to March. Wish we could have made this weekend. So yes.
Yeah, I wish you could have been there, Dino.
Yeah, thanks for being on. I think there was another one we missed too, wasn't there, Ryan? We missed someone had a comment. Roger Stoller, we're coming back this year. So
Yep. They're the classic super guys, and really for our first attempt, we couldn't work out any better, and really happy for them. And if they can continue to do that, we will bump them up a little higher in priority in the show, and maybe pull them a little later in the week. Kind of showcase them a little bit more, because they are unique. There's nothing like them, nothing like them out there, and we really enjoy dealing with those guys. And hopefully, maybe next year we get a few more of them and put on a good show with them.
So what do those guys consist of for rules? Because I haven't seen them.
They're a mid-range cubic inch engine. They're about 531. They run a really limited turbocharger, smaller than a 3x3, and then they run a smaller fuel pump, and they run 18.4 tires. And they used to have a rule that had to be like early 60s sheet metal on all of them, which D21 4020s. I think they fudged a little bit, and there's like 14430 now, but most of them have kept the 06, 56, D21s, 4010, 4020, 5010s. For as light as that class is, they only weigh 7,700 pounds outside. But as light as that is, there's 3 or 4 big block deers down in it. I don't know what's left of it under the hood, but that's pretty light for a big block deer.
Yeah, I'd say 7,700. They got to put a good show on then.
Yeah.
3LM turbo, Roger says.
Yep. They got to run something about that size.
Thanks, Roger.
They put on a good show. I mean, you ever watch them on YouTube? There's several of them. You get on the kind of the central and east central part of Ohio and the western part of Pennsylvania. It's kind of where a lot of them thrive. And we appreciate them driving as far as they do out to pull with us. You're always been a good group of guys, and kind of unique, and really appreciate those guys coming back this year. We had them at Gordyville for a few years, and then they kind of dried up, and we always try to figure out a way to get them into Ship Shawana, but we got booted out of there before we got a chance to get them stuck in there. There was one year that they were supposed to be part of the spring NTPA show, and unfortunately they got canceled. So they haven't been invited to anything. And I thought this year, being we're back at Cloverdale, that would be the closest I could get to them for now, until some other buildings get done out east. And so we made a decision in March of last year to have them. Hopefully, it works out really good.
Yeah, and like Elsing says, everybody should be a promoter for one pull, just to see what it's like. And it's a lot of work. That, and it's not like you guys started a month ago planning this. This has been in the process for a year.
Yeah, we normally start. We get together the weekend of the Keystone Pull in Pennsylvania and watch that. And then there's usually a lot of men's college basketball going on. We get together and go over the good and bad of the winter, what we saw. And I think we're planning on doing that again, this year. There's a lot of, March is full. About every weekend there's an event between ours in the first week, and unfortunately the pull in Fort Wayne and us are on the same weekend, but we kind of struck a deal with the Gordyville people, and it was not movable. We couldn't go into February, and we were not going to go next week in March because that was the Keystone weekend, and they have a pretty prominent horse show there. So we were politely told we had to stay where we were at. So we're on top of one another, which is unfortunate. And you got Keystone, and then NTPA fires up a couple of their Grand National pulls down Florida. And I think Ocala's mixed in there somewhere in February. So yeah, there's all kinds of going in February and March now. And Murfreesboro is the first week in February too. Show that we used to be affiliated with, and still go down and root them on. So the winter's full of pulling now.
Yeah. Just like Ryan said at the beginning, it's the start of the first season.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
And each one of them has a little different flavor. The one Eddie and those guys do down there the first weekend has got a lot of trucks, and you like trucks. They got every flavor of truck you can imagine down there, and ours is more the tractors, single turbocharged tractors. The one down in Murfreesboro is, they have a great light limited class. They have a lot of the southern classes. They get a few more super farms than what we do, and they have hot farms and kind of the guys that live down there. It's a good mix. And then, of course, Farm Show's got the latest and greatest and biggest and baddest of all the, Grand National classes. And so, everybody's got kind of their own show. Then, the thing we always laugh about, and when we watch the Harrisburg pull, is I don't know how many Ford 9000s, 9600s they made, but I think Jason Forster's worked on 90% of them. He's got them in a pulling tractor.
Yeah.
You got to watch in some of those classes. I mean, there's like 15 tractors in a class, and it looks like 12 of them are Ford 9000s or 8000s. And got something that looks pretty Forester in it, running on it. They run pretty hard, and they work on a lot of them out there. And so really glad that they're bringing some of their tractors out east or out west this weekend, and helping us put on a really good show. They know what they're doing when it comes to a Ford.
Yeah, that's for sure. So just to recap, so we're going to be the 15th, 16th, 17th. So Thursday night's a session, Friday afternoon, Friday night session, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night session, correct?
Yep.
Two on Thursday.
We're all day Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, there is 2 on Thursday. Okay.
Yeah. Now, when we go to Gordyville, it's just Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday all day. We didn't do a Thursday morning session because we were just trying to keep things kind of under control. Better.
All out this weekend.
Yep. Yeah, it's wide open this weekend. Long track. Hopefully we get the track right, and we got a good show. Don't let the cold scare you off. We got, and if it does, if you're a long way away and don't want to brave the weather, we got a good live stream. Zolic's the best at it, and we got the best sled, the best live stream crew, the best truck crew that I can find. So I hope everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, be good.
And a couple pretty good announcers. 3 pretty good announcers.
Who's announcing?
Charles Post, and then Shane Hunt, and then we always
Carl
had
Downs.
Carl Downs off and on for a long time. Carl's
Yeah.
dad kind of got us going, and now Carl kind of fills in. And if you've ever been around Carl, he's a lot of laughs. He's a lot of fun. He's a fun guy to be around. Some of the things he says, you gotta back the video up and listen to it again to get to really get it, because he says a lot of fucking things. He's a really good announcer, full of knowledge, and one of those good guys to visit with. Late night after the poll, I've learned a lot from Carl.
Yeah. Announced with him at your poll there in Gordyville. I don't know how many years ago. I think I announced twice down there.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to watching it. I know a lot of fans are, so thank you for coming on. Good help getting some people out there to know what's going on and get them watching the polls. If not, coming down, seeing you live or live stream, and we get Louisville and stuff done, we'll have you back on and promote your other poll in Gordyville and help the fans out, figure out how to live stream and get to that one.
All right. Well, I sure appreciate you guys having me on, and we'll see everybody this weekend.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Clint, for coming on. Thank everybody for watching Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Sponsored by Salama Enterprises, Casper Egg, Trip Downing, Front Street Toys, and Wetton Camp Transport. Have a good night, everybody.